John Cruz here for the Bass University TV, and I've got in my hand a homemade version of the Punchshot, aka Tokyo rig, whatever you want to call it. This is a homemade version. There's basically a lot of different ways that you can make this rig. It is, I think, one of those techniques that looks really funny, to be honest with you, but I can tell you right now, they will bite this thing. And I've seen, just in my short amount of time fishing it, there's some times where they bite it over top of other rigs. I'll tell you kind of why I think that happens, and just so you know the difference. This is what you call the Punchshot. It's got a wire shaft, and then you have one or two weights that are going down to where the wire's bent. So you can straighten that wire out, take the wires off, take the weights off, put different ones on there. These are two 1/4 ounce weights, and then it goes up to a split ring. You've got the little swivel coming off the split ring, and then you've got a spring lock hook on there. I've got a Missile Baits D-bomb on there. You can really put any kind of soft plastic you want. Longer straight worms also work really well on this rig, because as that bait hits the bottom and you're kind of sitting there, that longer worm undulates out of the back. It undulates out the back like that. So longer worms work well. The D-bomb works well because it's got those big tails that'll undulate as well underwater while the bait's just kind of sitting there, or whether you're working it through. And you can have different length wire. You could have couple 3 or 4 or 5 inches long. You have 2 or 3 inches long like this one here. You can adjust the length of that as well to kind of fit whatever conditions or places that you're fishing. One of the distinct advantages is that you can have the weight down here on the bottom, and then you can have the bait and the hook just above it. So if you're fishing areas that have, say, a little bit of grass along the bottom or something like that, you can have your bait up off of the bottom to where it's not getting down into that grass, and then it's a way to pitch on heavier line, and then your weight and your hook and everything is still free swinging. So no matter how heavy a line that you're pitching, your hook and everything is still free swinging. That's why I like to go with 14, 17, even 20-pound test on this rig. But we'll cover more on that later when we talk about how my whole setup and the ideal scenario for that. And just to show you kind of the difference, another real popular rig that's very similar is called the Jig Rig. Now this has the weight that's connected directly to the split ring. There's no wire to give you any distance. I've caught a lot of fish on this rig as well, and this works real well around hard cover, a little bit better, not as much around that deeper vegetation. I think that's kind of the big difference here between these two rigs. But there's some other manufacturers that make completed versions of these. They have tungsten ones, they have lead ones, but this one's one I made with a 3/8 ounce drop shot weight that it's just real easy to do. I've got a little Missile Baits Baby Destroyer on there. Like I said, I've caught a number of fish on that. Having that swivel on there, I think, is key on each rig. But we're going to talk more about this rig today in this Punchshot rig.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Glusek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.